Hello, my name is Corey Gray, and I am a current PhD scholar student at the University of Georgia, studying educational psychology with an emphasis in gifted and creative education. And for my practicum experience, I have created, or it is entitled, a cognitive coaching model for teachers of gifted and high ability students. Today, I want to go over our practicum goals, do a review of the hours and activities and connections, and the wrap up and next steps. Sorry about the slides. So practicum goals. I had an overarching goal essentially in this practicum experience that was to create a cognitive coaching model that was designed for educators who teach gifted and high ability scholars. A specific differentiated model specifically for these educators. It was a coaching and mentorship based model. And with that, I had three goals that were under this overarching goal. One is to help educators learn that giftedness is not synonymous to being smart. Two, helping educators plan for differentiated instruction for these gifted scholars. And three, providing an individualized approach to the coaching. So I spent 60 hours doing various tasks. 20 hours were spent in seminar where I read different articles and engaged with my classmates through facilitation and understanding. 10 hours were then spent on planning the model, reading different articles and books and studying different coaching models to decide what aspects we wanted to include in this model. Then I met with educators for about 10 hours doing professional learning plans where we sat together and we created the actual plan that would abide and be the grounding foundation of our work. Then I spent 5 hours in classrooms, spending time observing classrooms and observing lessons. Then I spent about 10 hours or so in pre and post conferences where I met with educators and we discussed what I was going to be looking for in the observation, and then discussed at the end what I noticed and what are some next steps. And then 5 hours were then spent on our gifted guidance emails where I provided different strategies and different philosophies and approaches to our educators who signed up for that level of instruction. So here are some examples of activities and the connections that I made. So again, the model, I wanted to have an individual approach to coaching. So that included a pre and post survey that I provided to our educators to learn what their approach and their ideology of gifted education was, and then also what supports would be beneficial to them as we went through this model. We then also did a professional learning plan where it is a document where we goal set together and we are very specific with those SMART goals and really understanding what they wanted to accomplish. Then there were pre and post conferences. Again, all of this is on an individual basis, and then classroom observations. Then when it comes to the mindset shift and the instructional planning, that was primarily spent in our gifted guidance emails. The first email that I sent was really breaking down what giftedness is, and the remainder of the emails included strategies and methods that could be included in their classrooms and how they could do that. So as we wrap up and talk about the next steps, I have 5 next steps. 1, we have a new gifted lead teacher who will be entering our building next year, and I plan to meet with them to let them know what we have done and the educators that I've worked with in some of those materials. I also will be transitioning to a new role next year. I'm currently a 3rd grade teacher in public school. Next year, I will be a middle school math teacher in an independent school. So a complete shift, but I do plan, and my new role does include mentorship and supervising teachers. So I do plan to use this model and to hopefully improve it to use with those educators. I'm also considering this model to be the foundation of my dissertation and research moving forward. I'm still deciding what I want to study because I'm wrapping up my first year, but I'm contemplating if this would be the crux of that. And then I also I'm hopeful to possibly produce a paper or a presentation about the work that I've done through this practicum, and again, making improvements to use this in other schools and other settings. So that is my practicum experience. I hope that you enjoyed this presentation, and I look forward to connecting soon. Thank you.